I'm Mir.
I'm Sophie.
Guys, we are back with Chernobyl. We were very interested. The first episode was very intriguing, and here we are with the second one. So hopefully y'all enjoy our reaction. Smash that like button like y'all usually do, and comment and subscribe to join us on our journey.
And don't forget to look at our Patreon. We have full-length movie and show reactions. No sync required, and to make it easy for everybody, it's only one subscription. So don't forget to check that out in the description. And let's get right into it.
Только пожарища на русской земле раскидав позади, на наших глазах умирали товарищи.
I'm surprised they didn't put subtitles. So 7 hours after.
So everything's settled. The next day, people just think it's normal. Like, okay, y'all heard what happened last night? It's pretty crazy.
It would have gone off before. It's coming from outside.
So they just in the lab.
Oh, wow.
She about to test it really quick.
Somebody in the comments said this was the first time this happened, so they didn't know how to deal with it. They didn't know what was going to be the effects of something like this blowing up.
Right.
That's apparently what I heard from somebody say, I think. So
Ignalina, maybe 240 kilometers away.
right, how far? I know it just said the location, but I forgot already. How far are they from the explosion? Because if it got that far, definitely concerning.
It's Chernobyl, but that's not possible. They're 400 kilometers away.
Oh, that's too far for 8 milli Rontgen. They'd have to be split open.
So how far is 500 kilometers though? I mean, clearly they think it's far enough because they was like, no, there's no way it's Chernobyl when it is.
Something with a space program, like a satellite or...
No one's answering the phone.
Because it blew up and everybody gone. Oh wow, wait, I just realized from 5:30 when they had that meeting, it's only been 8:30. It's only
it says 7 hours after
the initial explosion. But remember, we saw a time at 5:30 when they were still dealing with everything and doing this. It's only been 3 hours after that.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that they're still dealing with all these patients.
Well, duh.
I know, but I kind of was, but now I'm not.
These are radiation burns. Their clothes are contaminated. Help me!
I mean, doesn't that mean that they shouldn't be touching them then? Because I was thinking about that too. Like, if the clothes are contaminated, just like when they touched the, what was that material again? She's that firefighter wife, I think.
Yeah, she is, and she's trying to see her husband.
Well, she's trying to see if he's there because she don't know for sure either.
You definitely were right about them not knowing a lot of things, because clearly all the nurses were very uneducated on what to even do.
See, look. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's saying their clothes is contaminated, but then she's taking them off with her bare hands.
That's true, but the fact that they didn't even know at all that clothes can be like he was touching his face with something, like trying to fix his face. Like he
panicking
about something that happened. Remember, they called him. He was on the phone. He was trying to tell them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was telling them already. Like, based on the information he got, he was already saying what they should be doing. They were just, like, shutting it down. Just telling him to get over there.
Thank you, Comrade General Secretary. I'm pleased to report that the situation in Chernobyl is stable.
He like, what?
Yeah.
He like, am I hearing the same thing as y'all?
It's the way they're just casually talking about it like it's nothing.
No.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to talk.
Pardon me?
He didn't want to say nothing at first.
Inside the core, if there's graphite on the ground outside, it means it wasn't a control system tank that exploded. It was the reactor core. It's open.
Please don't be dumb. Can you just listen to what he's saying?
Comrade General Secretary, I can assure you that Professor Legasov is mistaken.
I can't wait until the truth comes out by someone that they believe in, because they keep calling these people dumb, keep saying you're talking out of your place. Like, okay, let's see when they'll actually believe it. I can't wait for that to happen.
They are about to let him continue, but I just feel like, why are they just brushing it off as if they don't see stuff happening?
You know why.
Yes, and this concern stems entirely from the description of a rock.
Yes.
Sometimes you can't just...
Sometimes you need all the evidence, man, because people just straight up are not gonna believe you.
I feel like it's not even just about that. They don't want it to be a fact because of how much panic it will bring to the public, and it makes them look bad.
Back to me.
Wise decision, Comrade General Secretary.
And take Professor Legasov with you.
Comrade General Secretary, but I don't...
Do you know how a nuclear reactor works?
No.
No. Well, then how will you know what you're looking at? Meeting adjourned.
Okay, that's better than the first time, but still.
That is better than what the first thing you said, because you're right. Nobody in there knows how it even works.
But I just feel like if he's the only one, why it's still like the way they're treating and discrediting him so fast. Like, that's annoying. And it's already in the air wherever this is at, most likely.
The fact that he said it's going to be raining it's going to be dropping down those bullets for over, it could possibly be 50,000 years, shows how dangerous it was for this to blow up.
Tell me how a nuclear reactor works, or I'll have one of these soldiers throw you out of the helicopter.
Like, the way people use their power is crazy.
We use something called fission. We take an unstable element like uranium.
No, you really gotta...
I learned about unstable elements in chemistry.
Right, I was about to say, you learn about it, but they ain't make it interesting.
Right.
Maybe they should have taught us something historical to make it more understanding.
If he was teaching me, I would have learned.
In RBMK reactors, we surround the fuel rods with graphite to moderate, slow down the neutron flux.
But the way he explaining it, it seems so simple.
Because that's how it is when you're just so knowledgeable on something.
No, I don't need you.
I'm talking about now I don't need you.
Like, you can't just run away with that because it's still more
Bro,
complex.
he got a quick 1 minute history lesson. Now he don't need him. History lesson on how fission works. Oh no!
Oh my God.
You want to get sick? Go!
Please take her, please take her, please take her.
Bro, that baby is probably already sick.
They were just
Yeah,
outside,
remember I
bruh.
said that? Like, they should have never been out there.
Can I see him?
You want to see him? Go to Moscow.
But they're not letting us leave here.
Tell them Major Burov allows it.
When are they taking him?
Now.
Well, it's like...
That's such a...
Yeah.
That's like so like...
Like, the way he's explaining it is like, how did you know in this moment all that stuff is going on? But it seemed like... I don't want to say he sound careless, but it's like there's so much stuff going on. It's like, just give people what they want. If she want to go see her husband, go ahead, you know?
And he was telling the truth.
My thing, too, is, right, the helicopter should be infected, too, right? I feel like everything should be infected.
I mean, when he was explaining it, he said, yes, everything.
Right, so them even being on that helicopter, they can get radiation from that.
Look at that glow. That's radiation ionizing the air.
Why, we can't see.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was the sun.
If you fly directly over that core, I promise you by tomorrow morning you'll be begging for that bullet.
Don't fly over it, bruh. Dang, you can't even get that close to it. Yeah. Wow. The fact that he was just so ignorant just now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fly over it or I get your shot. Like,
Yeah,
bro.
that was very... Yeah, I don't like... That's why I said, like, the way people in those positions use their power, it's annoying. Like, I don't get my way, now you're dead. Like, what? Whole time I'm trying to help you not be dead. Or not die. That was bad English.
Let me introduce
I'm here about Chernobyl.
Yeah, just get to the point.
Hundreds of thousands of people are going to get cancer, and God knows how many more will die.
Yes, very good. There has been an accident at Chernobyl, but I've been assured there is no problem.
Yo, they keep telling people this. Yeah. This is horrible. Like, I don't like how the world I live in works.
Yes. I worked in a shoe factory, and now I'm in charge to the workers of the world.
Honestly, this is how you just see the ignorance of people in the world who are in high positions. They don't do anything, you know? And the people who actually would work hard for this type of issues, they're always being told, like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about.
Take one a day for as long as they last. And go east. Get as far from Minsk as you can.
That was nice.
Yeah.
At least she is trying to help somebody. You can't help a person that don't want to be helped.
And she's like, I'm gonna start right now.
And she, right, she listened too. She was not playing. She probably knows about it. That's why. and nobody's taking it serious.
Big Karloff's showing off to make us look bad.
Doesn't matter how it looks. Tabina is a pure bureaucrat. We'll tell them the truth in the simplest terms possible. We'll be fine.
They still trying BS.
The simplest form possible is not what's needed right now. You need a complex description of what's going on right now.
I feel like they need to be affected by it to believe it.
Because
they see people with the blisters and bruises, and they're like, "Oh no, it's nothing."
I don't think they see
did.
nobody with blisters. They seen somebody throw up. I don't think they seen nobody with the blisters yet. I could be wrong though.
Tell me how an RBMK reactor core explodes.
I'm not prepared to explain it at this time.
As I presumed, there's no answer.
Oh my gosh.
Why did I see graphite on the roof?
Thank you for being an honest man. Thank you.
It's the fact that he's using everything.
And he using everything he's saying.
Our high-range dosimeter just arrived.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We could cover one of our trucks with lead shielding. Mount the dosimeter on the front.
Let's see how much range that has.
Yeah.
Since y'all say, oh, it limits at 3.6. I don't really know.
Give him every bit of protection you have, but understand that even with lead shielding, it may not be enough.
Then I'll do it myself.
Dang.
Now that's a hero right there. Now that's a hero. When you, instead of sending your men out, you do it, that's a hero. I'm so happy that guy just did that. Thank you.
Because I was like, he better not,
Thank
like,
you, bro.
know.
Acting like he didn't just wasn't on a helicopter ride for an hour with that guy talking with him, and then you go come and lie again. Like, come on, don't do that.
Now let's see that decimeter go.
That is definitely not gonna be enough. He tried it though. I'm sorry to tell you.
Well, they don't know, like, honestly, what do you use to block radiation?
Dang, no phones.
You're right.
They just sitting there like, I'll be on my phone like, all right, let's wait for this guy.
And the thing is, like, the core is still burning. Last time we saw it.
What does the meter say?
It's not through Röntgen. It's 15,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please escort Comrades Brekhanov and Fomin to the local party headquarters. Thank you for your service.
All right.
Your excuse.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
And see,
Look at them blame. Yo, that's what people do.
Yeah, I can't.
They blame you. They blame other people because they got in trouble. Oh, no, he did it.
Wait. He said you can't. He said putting water on it is not going to do anything.
At least evacuate Pripyat. It's 3 kilometers away.
That's my decision to make.
Then make it.
I've been told not to.
Is it or is it not your decision?
I'm in charge here.
Like I said, they don't want anybody to evacuate because they don't want. They're sacrificing people to keep themselves under wraps.
Basically saying, yeah, he's a scientist, but he doesn't know nothing about
politics.
Yeah.
Like showing them cleaning that with soap and water is also showing how much education they don't have, because soap and water is not going to get rid of the radiation on there.
I wouldn't know.
Because think about it, most people think like, oh, something happened, just wash it off. And they're like, that's not, you can't just wash it off. It's radiation. It penetrates. I don't know too much about it either, but I'm just you can't wash off radiation.
I just had to laugh real quick.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying you're wrong, it's just you sound really confident.
Anything we should be worried about?
Oh, they're just regular people. And imagine he's gonna just start.
No. Oh my.
And that's probably another reason why he probably felt guilty later on, because he probably could have told people himself and tried to get some people to go away, but he's not. It's not about like even losing your job or going to jail. They'll just kill you right there and then. So like if he was to make that decision
and tell people,
it was to lead back to him, they would like instantly kill him. 30 hours later, after explosion.
Okay, all right.
So this could have ended the world, right?
Potentially, according to what he said. Obviously, they stopped it. But if they would have kept that going and on, probably. Okay.
Yeah, is that strong?
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I did not think it was that strong. to completely just take a helicopter down. Oh my
But that's
goodness.
why I said no. The more I'm looking at it, it's like, how do you stop that? That's insane. Okay, my thing is like, you have to come up with a very smart plan.
Oh my God.
Because that's not gonna work. They're just gonna keep dying. No, that is scary. That is very scary, yo.
No, they don't want visitors.
I'm sorry, I have to get back to work. It's very busy right now. Goodbye.
Basically, they're not trying to let her go over there. So she's definitely gonna be someone who's gonna help too. And honestly, I can tell because she's a woman. You know how they treat her like women scientists and stuff like that. They're most likely going to treat her even worse and not take anything she's saying serious.
Yeah, because she heading out. She confident.
Yeah.
She thinks she's got this figured out, but I wouldn't know, right?
Well, he's a medical doctor. If he says it's safe, it's safe.
Not if they stay here.
We're staying here.
Yes, we are. And we'll be dead in 5 years.
Yeah, now since you about to die, you gonna rethink.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you shouldn't be saying sorry. Because now look how his face went the minute he said we'll be dead in 5 years.
Because people don't like news like that. The world doesn't like news like that. You'll be dead in 5 years. Run! Like.
But it's the truth.
It's the truth, but
But
it's really the people, like you said. Because if the people in charge were more truthful and smart, they would go about it in a certain way. It's the fact that they're just completely...
Look at him. He's done.
Ignoring it.
He probably about to quit right now, but I don't even want to deal with this anymore. Because the longer he stay there, is the more exposure he's getting.
A nuclear plant in Sweden has detected radiation and identified it as a byproduct of our fuel.
In Sweden.
Yeah, y'all playing.
Yeah.
Y'all playing. Y'all playing around. Like, people already know. Y'all trying to hide it, make it seem like nothing's going on. Like, y'all messing around, bro.
But that's crazy, though. Like, they're in Russia, and it already is in Sweden.
So, no, they're in Ukraine, remember? That's way closer. Back in the 80s, it was called Russia, remember?
In the form of mild nuclear radiation had already reached beyond the Soviet borders to Scandinavia.
That's insane. I mean, they're not lying. One move fast. They just made everybody get out their cars. What are they doing?
Are they listening now? Are they evacuating like they should have? They should be evacuating.
Maybe they're gonna quarantine them. If he was evacuating, they would not be that calm.
Yeah, you could tell. This definitely.
Well, this is the most formed evacuation I ever seen. I'll say that. Didn't we see that guy?
Yes, we saw him. That was the guy. I
didn't know he just lived in a regular place.
That was the guy giving the speech. Now he getting on the bus running away. Or not running, but still.
That's pretty smart, though. Like, the way they're evacuating, instead of having a whole bunch of cars. That's actually really smart. I like that. Because imagine, like, they have it structured in a way, like, we know how much people live in the area, and we know we have this amount of buses to fill it up.
Listen to me. I need to speak to someone urgently.
Turn around right now, or I'll arrest you.
If you arrest me, you should take me to the highest possible authority.
Well, she's trying to get away. I mean, she's trying to get away to help.
She's trying to get in.
Are you right?
Yeah, ever since he told her he gonna be dead in 5 years, he's like pissed. You know he is.
Hey, look. Oh, she got in.
But I estimate at least a month before it melts through the lower concrete pad, which gives us time.
No, you don't have a month. You have approximately 2 days.
Oh, wow. And he did say that putting the sand and boron wasn't going to fix it and it's going to cause another issue. He did say that.
But I confirmed it with plant personnel. The tanks are nearly empty.
No, they were nearly empty.
Fire hoses are still connected. They've been gushing water into the structure this whole time.
The tanks are full. The tanks are full.
That just made... Because he did say water is not... Yeah.
And he didn't know that. So you can't blame him. Dang, bruh.
Пострадавшим оказывается помощь. Создана правительственная комиссия.
That's how the news was? I would turn that off immediately. I would not be informed. Look, she reading off of the paper going like this. Like, I would have turned it off,
Well,
bro.
like I said, at this time, everything wasn't perfect the way we have stuff right now. But honestly, right now, I feel like everything has its pros and cons.
When the lava enters these tanks, it will instantly superheat and vaporize. We estimate between 2 and 4 megatons. Everything within a 30-kilometer radius will be completely destroyed.
It's not supposed to be funny, but I just really want them to know how serious this is.
Lithuania, Belarusia, as well as Poland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Romania, and most of East Germany.
That is crazy.
Oh.
What do you mean, impact?
Be for real.
At least he's asking questions this time.
And how long before this happens?
Approximately 48 to 72 hours.
That is stressful. If this happened in real life, woo.
It did happen in real life.
That's what I said.
So we need to find 3 plant workers. The water in these ducts, the level of radioactive contamination.
They'll likely be dead in a week.
Yeah. Basically sacrifice someone, because anybody that goes in there is going to die. Okay. Yeah, that's...
And they looking at themselves like, not me.
That's rough.
But...
All victories inevitably come at a cost.
Okay, so I'll be right back.
Was that his exit? Because what was that? 56 hours? Oh my gosh. This sounds too crazy to be true.
It does. I was going to say something. I was actually just about to say something like that. Like, how did this really happen?
Of course, any volunteers will be rewarded. A yearly stipend of 400 rubles.
How much is 400 rubles?
Ain't nobody going in there.
Yeah.
If they know they about to die, I don't think it's going to be easy to find anybody.
It's the fact that he's lying too. Because he's saying all that, but they're going to die.
I spit on the people who did this. And I caused the price I have to pay. I'm making my peace with it. Now you make yours. And go into that water. Because it must be done.
I mean, that's not convincing.
It's not convincing at all.
At the end of the day, how about they get the people who did it go do it? Like Dialtov, you know?
On an ankle.
That's so sad. It's the fact that...
There's Palov.
I feel so bad because, like, even though they're telling them to do this, and think about the price they said, knowing that what they're going to do is going to save millions and still to save 400 rubles. That's insane, you know?
I don't even know how much that is, though.
Clearly, the way he explained it was like, well, what is 400 rubles? But I can tell he felt a lot of guilt, and that's probably why he killed himself at the end.
Either that, or he got sick himself, and he knew he didn't have enough time.
Yeah, and that tape he made, but still. That decimeter is clearly... Is clearly, you know, saying, like, they should not be in there.
Right, that decimeter clicking now. It's clicking. Oh my gosh, that sound, bruh.
Yeah, and I feel like the louder it get, it's like, oh my God.
That's so bad. Not the lights dying. Like, y'all wasn't prepared. Like, what is going on? Because he fell in the water or something? Oh, it's messing with the light.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Oh, it's messing with the light. The radioactivity is messing with the light.
Yeah, that's...
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you know what? I was thinking the same thing too. Like, the way when the helicopter even flew near the thing, the way it just fell. Like, think about that. Remember when the helicopter went through the thing and it fell instantly after?
Yo, radioactivity is dangerous.
Radioactive.
Like, they really did not know how dangerous it was. Because if they knew, why would they send them in with something like a light that could just go out as soon as they... Because, you know what? They knew about radiation because obviously they had the technology to make a power plant in the first place, right?
Right.
But I don't think the real thing of what I'm trying to say is they didn't know
there was no safe
the extent of the radiation they're dealing with and it being open and out to the world. They didn't know about how it could affect everything, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Because they knew the limits. Because what the dosimeter they had only went to 3.6. They probably knew how to deal with limits around there.
Yeah.
But once it goes higher than that and destroys helicopters, they probably didn't like. They wasn't really a lot of people in the world probably at that time wasn't really familiar with it. Like, I didn't know it destroyed a helicopter.
But
that's crazy.
But that's why I'm kind of concerned. That's why I just said like that. I think about it. A helicopter went through the smoke and it instantly fell. How could you think like sending 3 people in there was going to work? And it's getting more intense because they're saying the amount of time they have to do certain stuff. And everything they're trying right now is not working. It's like, how did this stop?
I don't know how it stopped, but this man said it has only something like this has only happened once in the entire this has never happened before.
Yeah.
Like for you to do something that has never happened before is scary.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's not like something that's easily it's not like it's something that's easily containable. Like, oh yeah, like we can just put these people here and stop the spread. Like, no, like this is something that's consistently burning, and it's not something that you just take out. Oh yeah, with water, you know. And that was the crazy thing too, because now when I think about like the whole first episode, think about how like Dialtov kept saying pump with her, pump with her, pump with her, and look how much of an issue it's causing now because of the mistakes he was making early on. You know?
That is definitely true. He definitely... Well, first off, before they... Besides that, he's the reason in general. Because he was in charge.
Yeah.
I'm blaming him. Professor Lasglov, he's right. In those tapes in the very beginning, Dyatlov is he is the issue as why that happened. Because when it was first happening in the very first scene, he was brushing everything off in the first place. You're the supervisor, you're in charge.
He was brushing everything off, but he didn't take the right safety precautions. Like, to me, it's like, okay, right, that's like you build something. Actually, I know this is a little off track, but you correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Oppenheimer about like somebody building a bomb and then he was the only person who could have stopped it from blowing up?
It's about someone building a bomb.
Okay, let me just say this, right? I feel like if you make something, you also have to know how to take it down. You know, if you're in charge of something,
I like that.
You always have to have some type of procedure, so if something goes wrong, you know how to deal with it. Every problem has a solution. So I feel like even though clearly nobody anticipated for this to blow up. My thing is that even though they didn't, how come they didn't have certain steps and procedures to take it down? And then it's like, how you do something like him, like the Alta telling them to pump water. You was telling them to do something that was gonna overall make it worse. Like that makes very concerned
let me
about
try
that.
to answer your question, because maybe, right, you know, as humans we mess with things we're not supposed to mess with in the first place. Lasglov explained it well in the helicopter. He said we created these power plants because it gives off more power when you do it with fusion. When you do it with fission, nuclear fission, it gives off more power. So therefore, obviously, we want to do that, right? Because we need more power. But what messing with radioactivity is, as we can see, is very dangerous. So I think regardless of a situation that you have something like this happen, like something blowing up or something spilling out that's radioactive in the world, no matter what, that's something that no matter what technology we use is hard to contain regardless.
I understand that.
Regardless, it was going to, and even Lasglov was like, oh, I can try to think of something, but it's not going to stop it.
So
even what they're saying is not going to stop it.
I understand that, but even in chemistry, they talk like even in chemistry, everything has a reaction. If you put 2 hydrogen molecules with this different thing, it's going to create this reaction. If you do this with this, it's going to create this reaction. So my thing is that this is the thing. The core blew up. The core blew up, and it created a smoke. So in my opinion, and the way I'm looking at it, is like, okay, this is blowing up. You don't add something else. Like, oh yeah, let's add H2O. You should know that adding H2O to that is only going to make it worse. That's what I'm saying. It's like, how don't you have this cheat sheet in your mind knowing that this type of thing is going to react badly with this type of thing?
Well, remember, he only did that because he thought it wasn't blown up because he was being ignorant in the first place. That was his initial problem. He was ignoring the fact that it was happening. But you're right.
That's true. But even at first, even when the firefighters got there, they were just spraying water.
Because, Sophie, that's what they told him. That's what DLO told him. He said it was no problem. He said the core didn't blow up. He said my core didn't blow up. Like, it blew up everywhere. It blew up everywhere, and that was the initial problem because he wasn't. Anyway,
it's a lot of lack of ignorance in this.
Yes, it is. But what you were saying with the reactions and stuff like that, I think radioactivity and uranium, whatever it's called, is very unstable.
Okay, true.
What I know on the periodic table is like on the last. Okay, so something I did learn about chemistry or remember from chemistry is the further you go from the main ones that we know, hydrogen and stuff like that, the further you go down the list is the more unstable that element is.
Right.
So messing with uranium,
which means it probably has. I don't read, guys. Don't come at me. But I remember each thing on the periodic table based on how many proton, neutrons, and electrons they have. Depending on how much they have, makes it more unstable. Yes. And then that's why he was talking. That's why he was talking about when you put uranium with something else, it creates like a gunfire of just reactions all over the place.
I think that because the atoms, they were splitting it and combining it together and stuff like that, creating fission.
See, talk about chemistry like this makes me feel like, you know what, they should have taught us chemistry like this in school.
But that's the point, though. So it's so unstable that regardless of any solution you may have, I think it's always gonna be. It's like fighting a battle. It's always gonna be. It's like at the end, who's really gonna win the war? Right now, I'm not gonna lie. What do I want to call it? Chernobyl is 2-0 or like 5-0 because they tried all these things and none of them is working.
Well,
so it's a battle right now. But
he knew the sand and boron. He said, the professor. He literally said. He said, we can try sand and boron. And then the director, whoever that chief person was, said, okay, let's do that. And he said straight up, that's going to create another problem in itself. He just wasn't aware about the water in the tank, too, which also makes it more of an issue.
Oh,
my gosh. This is crazy.
I know. I'm just trying to explain my thoughts on how I'm visualizing it as a battle. Because right now, obviously, we can say all we want. The conclusion is we can say all we want they wasn't prepared. But when you're dealing with uranium and radioactivity and nuclear fission and it just blows up, when you're not thinking about it blowing up, because nobody believed it blew up. That was not supposed to be a thing ever. So something like that happening, the core blowing up, it's gonna be almost like 1% impossible to deal with. So we'll see how they got to that 1% in dealing with it and hopefully fixing the solution. So we're very interested. We're learning a lot about chemistry, guys. This episode was
intense.
More intense we're gonna see that aftermath, I was gonna say. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed our reaction, and we will see y'all
on the next one.
Perfect.